Nephilim, what are they? Often referred to as fallen angels or the offspring of angels and humans, are a subject of intrigue and debate. These entities have a distinct origin separate from that of humanity, created at different times and for different purposes. In exploring the Nephilim, we delve into what they were and if they are still with us to this day. Angels are celestial beings with the ability to manifest themselves selectively and strategically to serve God's divine purposes. However, a portion of Satan's fallen angels deviated from their proper domain, materializing and interacting with humans in ways never intended for angels. This interaction is vividly depicted in Genesis 6 verses 1 to 4. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. This same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. At first glance, this passage might not explicitly suggest angelic or demonic involvement. However, a deeper understanding can be gleaned from the book of Job, where Satan challenges God, seeking permission to inflict suffering upon Job to test his loyalty. While God allows Satan to torment Job, he restrains him from taking Job's life. Job's suffering results in the loss of his possessions, servants, and even his children, leading him to lament God's apparent injustice. In response, God reminds Job of his omnipotence and the extent of his power over creation, reinforcing that wisdom is hidden from mankind. This passage in Job 38 verses 4 to 7, hints at the existence of celestial beings referred to as morning stars or angels who existed before humanity and rejoiced at the creation of the earth. This interpretation suggests that the sons of God mentioned in Genesis 6 are also angels who succumbed to lust upon seeing human daughters, leading to the birth of the Nephilim. The motivation behind these angelic beings' actions is not explicitly outlined in the Bible, leaving room for speculation. One theory posits that they aimed to corrupt the human bloodline to prevent the birth of the promised Messiah, who would ultimately defeat Satan, as foretold in Genesis 3 verses 8 to 15. By obstructing the Messiah's arrival, these fallen angels might have hoped to thwart God's plan. God's response to this unholy union was swift and severe. He sent a great flood to cleanse the earth, eradicating the Nephilim and their tainted lineage. Genesis 6 verses 11 to 22 recounts this judgment. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Noah and his family, being righteous and untainted by angelic influence, were spared from the cataclysmic deluge. God's judgment wiped out the Nephilim and their ungodly heritage, resetting the course of humanity. However, questions arise regarding the post-flood era. Did the Nephilim reappear in some form? Genesis 6 verse 4 implies a potential resurgence when it mentions that giants were present in those days and also after that. Some believe that fallen angels may have repeated their actions, while others suggest that Nephilim characteristics could have been passed down through the lineage of one of Noah's daughters-in-law. In subsequent biblical accounts, such as Numbers 13:33, the term giants is used to describe formidable inhabitants of Canaan, leading to speculation about the return of Nephilim. However, it's essential to note that this passage doesn't explicitly confirm their presence. Instead, it reflects the spies' fear and misinterpretation of what they encountered. The Israelites, throughout their history, did encounter and defeat exceptionally tall individuals in Canaan, as mentioned in Joshua 11 verses 21 to 22 and Deuteronomy 3 verse 11. These adversaries, whether true Nephilim or simply exceptionally large humans, were eventually vanquished. It is essential to emphasize that the flood of Noah's time marked a pivotal moment in divine history. God preserved only 8 righteous souls through the ark, ensuring that they were free from angelic contamination. The fallen angels responsible for the Nephilim were cast down to hell and bound in chains of darkness as a consequence of their transgressions. Despite the devil's continued efforts, he and his demons will not ultimately thwart God's divine plan for Israel or the return of his Son. The Bible provides a rich tapestry of narratives, inviting readers to explore the mysteries of the Nephilim and their place within the broader context of angelic lore and divine judgment.